Uh, Hello there. This is Karina Cohn. Welcome back to Karina Cohn channel. Today I'm going to be doing a clarifying facial, and I've been asked by friends to not make it as long this time, so hopefully this will be a shortened version. But I will explain everything below because there's quite a little bit of prep work to do with this as well. And it's also a facial about your inner self. It's how to face your feelings. I think we're all being triggered all over the world. 2020 is quite a pivotal year, but 2020 means clear vision. So if we want that clarity ahead for a new world that we want to create, we have to start within. So one of the best ways is to drink water and also teas. I today, for this ritual, for this clarifying facial ritual and to face your feelings on the inside, I'm using lemon, ginger and manuka honey. And that's how you always start any ritual. It's as it goes inside you, it warms the internal and prepares you for the ritual. A lot of us have had this new life thrown upon us of having to wear masks on public transport. What this does is it affects the T-zone, affects our speaking as well. So that's what I wanted to do today, was to focus on that. So I will be writing down in the feed below of all the little steps that we'll take. But one of the most important things in any kind of facial is the water you're using. Yes, I know products can be important for people, but it's often the water and what you're actually using on your skin. So I found a wonderful product of, it's like bamboo charcoal water filters. And what you do is you boil them for like about 10 minutes, and then you place them in a jug, right? It's about a litre of water. And you can have it in the water for like up to 8 hours before the therapy. It depends how serious you want to do this ritual, but because that's what I mean by there is some preparation involved if you're going to do the whole thing. Otherwise, you can just use normal water and maybe even just put a clear quartz crystal into it, or even bless an intention into the water. Water holds memory, so it's really important what we put into water and then how we take it internally and how we use it on the body. So with the cleansing ritual today, I'll be using several different products. This is from Skin Canteen. It's a clarifying face soap with virgin coconut oil, French green clay, and cedarwood essential oil. Again, if you have any allergies to essential oils, you might be best to avoid products with essential oils and just use a Konjac sponge, which is just as effective, but it's just a lot gentler on any hypersensitive skin. This is for those that are interested in deep cleansing, clarifying. And then we'll also be using, this is from a company called Green Fibers. And so again, it's like cotton, but you can feel by the fiber of the cotton that it's a little bit more grainy. It's not like a soft cotton. So this acts like an exfoliant as well. So also when you're using it, you have to use it very gently. And then of course the beautiful cotton mitts as well. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the water into a bowl. So you have the natural fibers cotton and then the other cotton pads and the Konjac sponge as well in here. Now if you wish, you can add a drop of lavender into the bowl. This is from Tisserand, but there are many different really good brands out there. The International Federation of Aromatherapy is a good place to find out about essential oils. I'll put a link below in the feed, ifaaroma.org, to find out more about aromatherapy for those that are interested. So with this, we're just gently dampening down the cloth into the pure water. As with every Karina Cone facial, we always make sure we have a towel on the lap. I will write down any of the products that I'm using below, so you can just enjoy watching the ritual first, and then you can kind of take the steps of doing it yourself. So the most important thing, and I'll be explaining as well, the music is beautiful music. I've been very inspired by the fairies lately. I think a lot of us have been spending more time in the garden. And I'll be doing a little card reading later from the Fairy Door Company, just to help a little bit with feelings. So just gently pressing this on the décolleté, the base of the neck, over the entire neck, over the jawline, pressing into the sides of the nose, pressing into the cheeks, pressing up on the forehead, really making sure that the skin is nice and damp. Another good place to do this treatment is in a bath. Now I've got another bowl for the clarifying face soap. So I'm putting that water into that and taking the soap in my hands, washing the soap in my hands, building up a lather. As you can see, just doing circles around the hands, building up a complete lather. And then gently at the base of the neck and up the entire face, just literally washing the face. And using the little fingers like little fairies, tapping all over the face, nice and gently, nice and softly. So it's almost like forming a mask, a complete foam over the face, circles around the eyes, and lift off, and rubbing the hands on the towel below. Now you can use your little Konjac sponge, which I got from a wonderful company, a plastic-free shop called Salt of the Earth. And it's wonderful to see more zero waste and plastic-free shops popping up. It's the way to go. So again, just holding the base and doing lovely circles. The base of the neck, all around the neck, lifting up the neck, nice graceful long stretch, right across the cheeks, gently putting out the chin, and over the entire face again, back and forth over the nose and up the bridge of the nose, gently upward, and circles on the forehead. Now you might feel it a little bit tightening. It's because you're really working in that clay into the face. Now we're going to go back to the sponge. Sorry, we're going to go back to the cotton pads. So cotton pads lifting up from the base of the neck and going across the sides of the jawline, over the lips, Very good. Gently across the cheeks, up and down the sides of the nose, going up, one hand after the other. It's the two middle fingers that are holding the pads, and then lovely gentle circles over the entire forehead. So you're really lifting that foam off and off. Back into the water, squeezing the cloth, the flannel. It can be any flannel, it doesn't have to be this particular eco flannel that I have. It's gently pressing it in, and this is nice and cooling and soothing, and gently going across the cheeks, very gently, because remember this is exfoliating as well. Circles in under the nose, in under the lips, gently pushing out the chin, stretching the neck again, going up and down, all the way, up and down, journeying across, back into the water. Wonderful. And gently pressing, lifting the jawline, pressing across the cheeks, pressing in the other side of the nose, gently pressing over the eyes, folding over and pressing like a compress on the forehead, and lifting up and back into the water and wiping the hands. And dipping some of the cotton discs into some cold water and squeezing that out. And now I'm getting some hydrating toner with rose and lavender, because it will almost feel like you've sort of stripped the skin, because the clarifying soap bar is quite strong. So I urge those who are interested in clarifying facial, if your skin is very sensitive, please remember to use the Konjac Sponge, Konjac, Tabitha Eve, I believe it is. It'll be written in the feed below. So underneath, from the base of the neck, using this lovely toner, going up and down the neck, the center of the chin, and going across the jawline, sides of the mouth, sides of the nose, up and down, sides of the nose, and going under the eyes very gently, and the forehead, right up into the hairline. So this is lovely and soothing, and it just makes sure that all of the clarifying clay mask feels like it's off the face. So you can use a towel if you like. I quite like to let it dry. And then just for a little bit of self-love, we're just going to complete this little ritual. This is from a company called 12. This is a rebalancing level serum. This is a sebum and pore perfector. So what you're going to do is place this in the hands, press into the chin, the forehead, and the nose, focusing on those areas that usually need the most clarifying. This is just a pressure applying, and it's focusing on the T-zone. And for the rest of the face, we're going to use the Nourishing Facial Oil from Flawless. It can be any facial oil that you like, or even just jojoba oil with a drop of lavender if you prefer. Gently spreading this all over the hands, pressing into the neck, pressing into the sides of the face and the sides of the forehead. And again, gently pressing, relaxing the feet, making sure they're flat on the ground, ideally with no shoes on. Relaxing the shoulders. Letting the music help you to just really soothe your skin. Taking a little crystal, dampening in cool water. Now I have a Nikin waterfall filter. I can put a link below on what that is. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's a really good investment. Dipping in my crystal, working up and down, giving the skin the cool that it deserves and the oil working together, and giving yourself the self-love. Circles around the chin, going across the jawline and back to the center and across the jawline and back to the center. Moving the crystal up directly under the nose in the center for the septum, going across the cheeks and back to the center and across the other middle of the cheek and back to the center. Going on the top of the nose, the bridge, going up and down, up and down. This is called the worry line, this is called the frown. And gently doing lovely circles of 8 through the brow, gently under the eyes, going across the bridge of the nose, over the brow, under the eye, and lovely circles of 8 on the forehead. Gently, slowly. Wonderful. Gently pressing into the center of the forehead. The center just under the nose. The center of the chin. And the center of the throat. And this completes your clarifying face ritual. Now, as we're all, not all of us, some of us are working very hard, and a lot of us are working from home. Everybody has different stories, everybody has different lives. This is from a company called the Irish Fairy Door, and they're lovely little cards. They're actually for children, but I use them. 48 years of age and still working with fairies. Keeps you young, I guess. So what you do is you just shuffle the cards. Okay. And then you just spread them out in front of you. And today we're just going to be very simple and choose one card. The question today is, if your worry was an animal, what would it be? So take the time to think about that one. If you do invest in them, they actually have a Fairy Door feelings journal that you can write down answers to your questions. I encourage everybody to write a journal. We have so much going on in our minds. It's very good to get it out onto paper. And if it's really upsetting or very negative, then what you can do is take the paper out of the book and put the piece of paper with all the negative words and run it under the water so as to cleanse. It's one way of helping to cleanse your emotions and your feelings. So thank you for your time today. My name is Karina Cohen, and love to you on your journey.